Over the last 12 months, we've seen one retailer after the other closing on the high street. Consumers have lost millions and millions of pounds over this. We've seen Comet, Jessop's, HMV and JJB Sports, just to name a few. This is the Sunday Mirror guide to what to do if you find yourself out of pocket after a retailer collapses. So picture this, you've gone out and you've put a deposit down on a brand new sofa and it's going to be delivered in 3 weeks' time. Then very next weekend you go back to the store, you want to have another look at it, check out the colour and make sure you definitely still like it. You turn up to the shop and you're faced with this. The shop's closed. What you need to do now is to find out, has this shop just closed for the day or is it out of business? It's closed its doors forever. Now, if it has closed forever, the next thing you're going to want to know is, have I lost my hard-earned cash? Has that deposit disappeared forever? Now, to find out what the case is, we need to consider, how did you pay for that deposit? Was it a credit card, debit card, cash? What did you do to pay the deposit? If you paid by your credit card, then there's some good news, because Section 75 of the Consumer Credit Act says that if you spend more than £100 and less than £30,000 on your card and something goes wrong, like in this case, that the credit card company has to give your money back. That the credit card company has to give your money back. And yes, you did hear that right. So if this applies to you, contact your card provider and tell them that you've got a Section 75 claim. They'll love you for it. Now, if you didn't use your credit card, but you used a debit card, you may still be okay. We've got something called a chargeback scheme, and if you apply to the provider within 120 days of the store closing, you may be able to get your money back. Give them a call and ask them. Okay, now for the bad news. If you paid with cash or any other forms of payment, you've probably lost your money. You're going to become what's called an unsecured creditor, and in those circumstances, you've probably lost it all. Now let's look at another scenario. You bought a brand new computer and 3 weeks later it stopped working. You go back to the shop to take it back and it's closed down. What do you do now? You've got 3 options. You can go back to that store and find out if they're actually going to reopen for a period of time, because sometimes they do, just to sell off stock. If that's the case, they may well swap it out for you. Now, if that's not going to happen, let's go back to the Section 75 claim, because if you paid by a credit card, you may be able to get the money back from the provider, just like in the scenario with the deposit. Now, alternatively, if you pay by your debit card, remember the chargeback service. You've only got 120 days, but it's worth trying. Now, the last option is that everything you buy has a manufacturer's warranty. A computer's no different. So go direct to the manufacturer, explain what's happened with the retailer, that they've closed, explain that your computer's no longer working, and demand that they replace it. Now, one last problem you may encounter if a retailer collapses: gift vouchers. If you bought them for someone or someone's bought them for you, they're most probably going to be worthless. My top tip on this is, the moment you hear a retailer's in trouble, get in there quick and redeem that voucher. Otherwise, it's a worthless piece of paper. You may as well just throw it away. Now, over the next few weeks, thousands of you are going to be booking your summer holidays. But what happens if you turn up at the airport and the plane's delayed? Or perhaps you turn up at the hotel and it's a building site, not what you saw in the brochure. Or worse still, you turn up and it's closed. Now, in my QR code video next Sunday, I'll be telling you what your rights are in these situations and many more. And importantly, telling you what to do before you even step foot on a plane, before you even book that holiday. So check out my guide next week to make sure that you don't have a holiday disaster this year.